everybody, Tiffany here. Welcome to my quilting life. Today is Sunday, Sew Sunday, where I inspire you out there, all of you, to sew on a Sunday. So today is the, did I type 9th? 10th. Today is the 10th, Sunday the 10th of 2022. As the title says, today I am going to be making pot holders and a pot holders and a oven mitt. That's if I can get to all of them. I'm pretty sure I can because they're small. They're not very big. So let's see who is all here. Rich is here. Robin is here. I don't even think this sees the whole entire thing because it only scrolls so far with all of you here. Teresa, Kim, Karen, Colette, Phyllis. Oh my goodness. Tamala, Gemini, June, Diane, Becky, Quiltessa, Linda, Heather, Robin, Delia, Beverly, another Linda, Tanya, Stephanie, Geraldine. Wow, just Paula. We got so many pieces, love and quilting. And if I'm missing you, I'm sorry. Janice and Sean, Zella, Donna, Roxanne, Vicky, 100 Proof Quilter, Teresa McBrayer, Jean, Luda. Oh my goodness, it just keeps going on and on. Hello, everybody. So if I missed your name, I'm sorry, but hello. So today I'm going to do pot holders. So the day before yesterday, Friday morning, I did a mail opening, and I just so happened to get this fabric in it that was already cut out. So it came from a panel, and it has these fresh peppers, that's what they are, peppers on here, and more peppers. And it just so happened from when I worked for fabric on a I Will Work for Fabric video, I had gotten this fabric. Well, wait a second, this and this from the same thing. So I don't have a lot of this one. There's only enough for the 2 pot holders for this fabric, but in that same pile of fabric, I have this one, and I have this one, but this one's not wide enough, so I'm going to just save that probably for the the oven mitt. Why can't I think of oven mitt?
Yeah, typed it in the thing.
I know I typed it even, but I can't get it out my mouth. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is, if you want to make pot holders, the other thing that you need for pot holders and oven mitts is Insul-Bright. I have this Insul-Bright stuff here. It's actually a different name, but it's the same concept. It's this shiny, silvery, and yes, our sewing machines do sew through this, with a specialty batting-y type stuff in it. Don't ask me. I don't know. It's whatever it is to keep your hands from getting super hot. So I will be using this for both the pot holders and the oven mitt. But for now, we're just going to set it aside because I want to square all 4 of these up to the... Oh, this is Insul-Bright. It's like Insul-Bright. It's a different brand, but it's the same thing. This one's like Insul Shine. Same exact stuff. So it's like metal, not metal, like tinfoil, not tinfoil. It's like a mixture of them both, but a plastic. I don't know. It keeps your hands from getting burnt, and we can sew through it. And then it's like a plastic stuff, whatever it is, it's what's inside pot holders and stuff like that when you make homemade ones. I don't know what's inside the other ones because I haven't torn one apart, although I should, because they're really cruddy, and it looks like batting in some of the ones that have fallen apart in our house.
Yeah.
So, and it has this like batting stuff on the inside, which is thick. So and all in all, it's thick stuff, and you can find it at Hobby Lobby, Walmart, Joann's. You name it, you could probably find that stuff.
Just come and sew your hands, don't
So you don't burn your hands when you take your oven mitt and go and grab it out, or your pot holder or whatever. So I'm going to start by cutting these all to the exact same size. And they look like I can get the 1/2 inch all the way around. So that's what I'm going to do, is a 1/2 inch all the way around the little pitcher. So if you have a panel that has squares on it, you can make these with that. The other thing that we're going to need, and I have scraps of right here from another project I was working on today, is some matching fabric, because I'm going to put loops on mine, because that's what I do. I did it on the last time I made them. So if you want to hang them up around your kitchen or something kind of thing, you know, I put loops on them for that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut 1/2 inch around the pitcher, because there's plenty of room to do that. Look at that. Like, it's literally almost exact, which will make this a square that is, I don't know what size at the moment. Plus, these aren't even ironed. I'm just like going for it. No, it's fine. I'm just going for it. And this side is a little short, but it is a 8-inch square. So this is an 8-inch square. Yay. Let's make them all 8-inch squares. It probably won't even be exact, but they will be close enough, because I am kind of cutting it short on this side. But I want a little bit of that black on the front, so that's fine. I could cut it to a 1/4 inch all the way around, which is what I did on my last ones that I made. But I do think it will look nice. Yeah, see, that doesn't even have it. I'm going to have to go down to a 1/4, because that one didn't even have it. We're going to take these all to a 1/4 inch down, but I'd say use an 8-inch square, just because if you're just using a single one piece of fabric. I am making 4 pot holders out of 4 of these pieces. I'm going to go up to trim the other one too. That way they're all 1/4 inch around that pitcher, which makes them 7 3/4, which is still a good size. Still a good size. Yes, it is. All right. So I'm just going to redo this one real quick by cutting a 1/4 inch off all the way around. I'm not really wasting much, because they came already cut. I'm just cutting them to exact size now. It's almost time to change my blade, or I'm cutting in the same spot over and over and over again, which is probably my problem. I've been cutting a lot here today. Let's just say I've been on camera all day long, because I've been filming, which hopefully I can get edited tonight. Oh, so many things to do. We'll see. If I don't get it edited tonight, it'll be sometime tomorrow. I have appointments tomorrow, though, physical therapy and such. Okay, this one's kind of crooked, but I'm just going to stretch the fabric on the bias and make it uncrooked. Why? Because I can. As long as it's the same, it should come out really nice. Welcome everybody joining in. Today is pot holders and oven mitt. All right, we're going to toss that out of the way. And I'm going to cut 7 3/4 inch squares, 2 of them from this fabric. Actually, I'll just cut them at the same exact time. Why? Because it would probably be easier. We're going to turn this around, and I'm going to cut a nice straight line to start. And then I'm going to turn it around and come over 7 3/4. So I'm going to line it up on a line on my mat and use my mat to be the guide. So 5, 6, 7 3/4. So there's that cut. Might go with my scraps of food fabric, which is all piled there because I've been on the bowl cozy thing too. So I have tons of bowl cozy fabric just lying around. Okay, there's a not so cut piece there. Let's reline that up. Come on, right there. Turn it around, line it up on a line, and cut 7 3/4 again. So 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, and then 3/4 right there. And you can cut 8-inch. That'll probably be better, like I said, if you want. This is just the general how-to. So one's going to go with this one, and one is going to go with this one, because these ones match better. And then the two word ones that have the thingies are going to get this fabric. So again, I'm just going to straighten out one side, and this should be exactly almost the same size because there's barely of this any of this fabric here. What is up? Somewhere right here. Yeah, sorry guys. I have been, like I said, on camera all day and I am exhausted. Oh, I only want to cut, well, I'll just cut the whole thing, whatever. It can go in my scrap bin. Let's cut 7. So 5, 6, 7, and 3/4. Lining that up, making sure that's on the line. It is. And then while I'm right here, I'm going to turn this into one of my random width fabrics that can go in my random width scrap bin, because I tend to do that while I'm making things. If I'm, cutting a lot, I tend to cut my tiny little scraps while I'm at it. All right, so we're going to line this on a line and come over 7 3/4, or whatever you want yours to be. 8-inch square. I don't know how big a regular pot holder even is. Okay, 5, 6, 7, and 3/4. Right there. Cut. All right. Now I need one of these for this one and one of these for this one. Set aside. Now I need to cut the Insul-Bright, but before I do that,
batting in it also?
No, just the Insul-Bright. Why should I put batting in it? Because that'll be super thick. This Insul-Bright stuff is pretty thick.
They didn't say you had to.
Oh. All right, so I have these little scraps of 2-inch strips from an earlier project that I was filming, and I'm going to go ahead and cut them into, let's see, hold on right now. I'm going to straighten that side up. I'm going to cut 4-inch. Yep, I'm going to cut 4 4-inch by 2-inch pieces, one for each of these. 4-inch by 2-inch pieces. That way over there. So one for every single one of these. These will need to be folded in half, like this. So folded in half lengthwise, and then folded in half again into the middle, and then folded in half again into the middle, which Scott can probably do for me.
What am I
so
doing?
That they're pressed. You are going to fold and press these things where they end up like this. Little tiny itty bitty things to fold in half and hang a little hanging hook. So it's again a 2-inch. I know they're so small. And then you by 4-inch, and you fold in half in the lengthwise in the center, and then fold the two ends in towards the center so that you can see. And then you make a little.
Like I did your purse strap?
Yep, pretty much. Just like my purse straps. So while he's pressing, I'm going to cut this Insul-Brighty stuff. So I'm going to cut 4 pieces that are
Sharon wants to know how she gets her channel added to yours.
who?
Sharon McGill.
What do you mean has her channel added to mine?
I don't know.
I don't know what that means. If you have a channel, you can just tell one of my moderators and they can add it to the chat. I don't mind link sharing. I don't know the channel though that we're speaking of. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just cut. I'm trying to not waste too much, but I am going to make a straight cut because we're making a pot holder after the fact. Oh, that's definitely not right there. Right here. Straighten one of the sides up. Looks flat to me. I'm going to grab a 60 for this. Okay, and that's garbage because I don't need that for anything. Oh, no, I never heard of it. All right, we need 4.
Well, I'm not happy, so I don't know what's going on.
Hold on. I got to fix the iron real quick, guys. It's not happy for Scott today. Yep.
Why didn't you just get paint? I know that. I just didn't know you had
Oh, it's not coming off.
It's hot right now.
Nope, you have to do it when it's hot.
Oh.
It's not coming off, whatever's happening there. Spritz it with some water.
Crazy.
Run it on there. All right, so here's the little hanging tab, by the way.
Made it worse.
So again, it's folded in half in the center. And then you take the 2 halves and fold them into the center like this. And then you fold it in half like this. And then you create a little tab. And I should use black thread for this, but I did not wind black bobbins. Switch to a different iron then, because you're going to get it all over. All this stuff is black, and it's just going to smush white stuff. That's not going to come off. All right, here we go. 7 3/4 inch, and I'm going to cut 4 of them individually for the fact that I don't want to waste this stuff. Okay, but I need to move all this out of the way because I definitely have way too much in the way. And this thing has shut my computer down. How did it do that? That is very odd. Don't let this stuff touch your mouse on your computer, the built-in pad, because it doesn't work. Okay, come on. Sorry, guys. Today is iron and technical. Well, not technical per video, but you know. All right, 7 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3/4, and I want 2 of them, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 3/4, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 3/4, so 16. 7 1/2 right there. We're going to cut 2 first, and then come back and cut 2 more. There's 2 worth. I just got to split it in half. And I'm trying not to let this thing touch my computer because it'll knock it off again. Not good. 7 3/4, 7 3/4. And we're going to 16 right there. All right. So make sure you cut your Insul-Bright the size of what you are doing. Move that out of the way. And now cut it this way. 7 3/4, right there. And I did cut it a little tiny bit bigger than I needed because that way I was making sure I had the right size cut. So there's two. Two more. There we go. So there's all of those pieces. Look at that. The bot working, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, since it kicked me off. Now, I'm just going to take these little guys when Scott has them pressed, and I am going to stitch an 1/8 of an inch on this side, which is the open side, and on the other side for decorative purposes. I'm also, again, not using black thread, so I'm definitely just...
Why don't you just roll one black bobbin then?
No.
You don't even need
This one is polyester that I have up here, so I'm just using cotton. Just using cotton thread. So these are 1/2 inch. Just remember, they're very tiny.
So you're not putting the batting every time?
No. So here are my 2 so far of 4. So they're stitched on both sides like this. You can see those are my pieces. And then we'll have 2 more. Scott wants to make a point that they're very hard for people with fat fingers. So if you want to make yours a 1-inch piece, you can do that too. It really don't matter as long as it's not too big. You don't want something that's way too big. All right. Now, I'm just going to take these 2 fabrics. This is a really easy part. The 2 fabrics and put them right sides together, just like this. And then this Insul-Bright stuff on the bottom. And I'm wondering if it needs to go facing. It doesn't matter which way it faces, but I think the metal side should be facing upright. And I am going to put some clips on it. And I'm also going to put one of these folded in half and to the side of itself. So not on top of itself, but to the side of itself. I'm actually going to pin it on the inside right here in the center. I'm just going to fold that down, lay that on top of there, put some clips like this so that when I open this up, you can see in between the 2 layers of fabric, you can see that there is a hook that's going to be in there. I'm just going to make sure all of this is super flat. And pin it all the way around. And there's a kitty who wanted some camera time. Can I clip you? Can I clip you? Just kidding. All right. These are the easiest things to make. So I have tons of pins holding it all the way around. We're going to go ahead and reach for more. I haven't sewn it yet. I'm going to put them, prep them all.
You turn them inside out? Is that how it
Yep.
works?
Yep, indeedy. And in my, what's it called? My open gates box, I got a new shank. Scott calls them the shank. So I got a new shank.
It's a big one.
And I am going to be using this with today's project because I don't know where my old shank is. So let's shank it up with a new shank. It's actually a point turner. So or a harrow marker technically, because you can use the other end to crease your fabric where you want to sew. It leaves a line. So, all right, I gotta seal this little guy right here. And then turn it around. Oh wait, I have all 4 of these ready. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. Both fabrics right sides together, except I'm going to add one of these. Again, I'm just not happy with the fact that my thread made a big mess. Seriously. Oh, wow. Come on. Get up there. You know the starter thread on the bottom, how it, tangles up? Well, I'm just plucking that out.
Am I going to be ironing more when they're in there?
Maybe. All right, so I'm just going to...
Should I unplug the iron?
You can unplug it for a minute, I guess. I'm just going to put this in here. I'm going to show you, I'm going to bring this up to the camera so that you can see how it's folded. Right now it's on the back piece, but you can see that I've folded it to the side of itself like that. So that way when it's opened up, it becomes a hook so that you can hang it or do whatever. People do all sorts of things with their pot holders. My mother-in-law, I made her a bunch of pot holders. I made her 8 usable ones and 8 hang-up ones, and she has hung all of them up. So, well, 8 of them. She has 8 pot holders hanging around her kitchen because it's cute. So I'm just laying this flat on here, putting my clips all the way around. I will move my clips as I sew, obviously. And this is going to be the same with anything you turn. We're also going to be leaving an opening. Like I said, this should go pretty quick. It's the oven mitt that the last time I made an oven mitt, it turned out horrible. So I'm going to have a second attempt of it. And if you guys want to know what it is, I'm pretty sure you guys can find this pattern. It is an Easy Oven Mitt by Ginger Cake. Easy Oven Mitt by Ginger Cake. So I have a little printout here, and then there's the back side of it, and you cut it out and have a seam allowance, and it's an oven mitt. So if you guys want to look that up.
Honey, last time you made it, it came out good. It just came out a little small.
Yeah.
But it was good. There was nothing wrong with it.
Let's lay these together, just like this. Put my little hook in there. I'm picking up thread from everything. I'm going to lay this in here first. And I'm just centering it by eye. I'm going to lay that on there first. Then put this down. I'm just doing it by eye because that's what I know best. All right. Lay it on here. Then clip it all the way around. And notice I have not ironed anything yet. So if you want to take all the proper steps to iron everything, go ahead. But I, on the other hand...
You do have me here. I got my shirt on and everything.
I, on the other hand, am going to just go for it and iron at the last step. Because, these seem pretty. These are going to be pretty thick. This stuff is pretty thick. Whatever this brand is again, it's Insul-Shine. It's very thick stuff. So I'm pretty sure it'll be perfect to place your pots on it. Licky, licky. Licky, licky. I know. I'm wondering if anyone else is just as annoyed as I am, though, by it. Does anyone else have a cat and just gets kind of frustrated when you're trying to do something and all they're doing is licking themselves?
Says, Mommy, I need a haircut.
It's funny. All right, let's put some more of these. Am I messed up? Oh, you guys haven't seen, we hung my flag up on the wall, but that's not its permanent spot. Its permanent spot will be in our living room wall. And then when it's the time of year or holidays, it'll have a spot on the front door as well. So it's going to be an indoor-outdoor project. All right, all of these are ready for me to start sewing. All right, my friends, let's get to it. So what we're going to do is I'm using that 1/4 inch line where I cut around my panel, the excess. That's going to be my sew line. I'm going to start right here on this side because I'm going to be leaving an opening to turn. I'm going to start right here and sew on that line all the way around with my 1/4 inch seam all the way till I get to this opposite side, and then I'm going to back tack it and leave it open. And I'm going to go ahead and sew all of them first, then we'll start flipping them all kind of like in the chain gang kind of manner. So I'm just going to go ahead and line up my seam thing, my magnetic seam guide, and my back stitch. So right to this corner, pivot, and all the while I'm keeping everything flat. Come up to this corner, pivot. This is going to be the top where my thing is, so I'm just going to remove my clips. I'm going to back stitch. I don't know why, in case they get hung up, they need a back stitch. I'm making it nice. I'm not trying to be so sloppy with the project. And then this is my last side, so I'm going to back stitch. I'm leaving enough so that I can turn it. I'm just going to show you that there is enough opening to turn this. So there's plenty of room. I'm going to throw that out of the way, start the next. So I'm making all 4 at the same time. Oh, well, that's a dummy move. Put the press foot down, Tiffy. Back stitched over my hanging thing in case we're hanging them. We don't know. And yes, I sew fast. So all of you that are new to my channel, you're not used to it. Everything I do is in hyper speed. Tiffany's hyper speed, because I can't do anything slow. Come on. I broke thread because I was going hyper speed. Where's my little stems? There they are. See if I can thread this without my little threader. Oh, yay! On the first try. It's a miracle. Where was I? I was right there. And you know, usually I use my knee lift. Why am I not doing that? I don't know. On the last side, leaving my opening. That one is now sewn all the way around. One more to go. Yay. You only got like 45 minutes to make something. This is like perfect. Okay, so maybe an hour.
Why are you always so fast?
ADD. That's why I'm always so fast. I'm very hyper, and if everything around me is not as hyper as me, then I get bored. So my piecing and quilting has to be as fast as I am, or else I'll get bored. And you guys don't want to see a bored Tiffany. I start singing and dancing and doing all sorts of weird stuff.
Were you always so fast?
Yes. My previous, before quilting that I gave up to quilt was motorcycles, and not just any, crotch rockets. So, that kind of explains stuff. I like to go fast. All right, so I don't need these right now. I'm going to clean up all these clips before they end up all over my room. All right, next step is I want to get rid of all the excess.
Can you use these as a hot plate or a pot?
Yeah, that's the other thing that you would use these for is hot.
Anything
You put your hot, anything you would use a pot holder on, this is what you would use. We set our stuff on pot holders too, a hot pan or a hot thing out of the oven. It just goes right on a pot holder. I'm cutting the excess around all these real quick so that there's not so much bulk, as well as I'm going to cut away the corners, but not the seam, just the corners. I'm not hitting the seam. I'm just getting the bulk away from the corners. And I'm using the rotary cutter for this. And I'm just not cutting the seam, just cutting right next to it. Every once in a while I do pop the seam though, but we're gonna try not to. I'm gonna have this silver stuff everywhere.
It's okay. Back in day.
Yeah. Just making sure that this is all an equal equalness. I know, I'm so weird.
I think they want to know about your holder.
My holder of...
Turn around.
Oh, my bra.
Yes.
You guys like my bra. My friend gave it to me, and I'm going to put quilty supplies in it. It's actually a bag to put bras in, but, I'm not going to use it for bras. That's why it's in here. So it's a travel bra thing. You could probably fit like 15 A-cut bras in here. Sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be laughing at that because, soon enough. Anyway, yeah, so I'm going to put quilting stuff in here. I just haven't yet because I've been so busy with other stuff and long arm quilting and filming and long arm quilting and that kind of thing. I've just been busy. I've been a really busy person. If you guys haven't noticed by all the videos on my channel. Oh, all four are done. Okay, next. I'm pretty much just making sure I have a quarter inch seam because all this stuff shifts and, made a mess. And it wasn't cut exact. Well, the squares were, but everything else was not. It's a booby trap. I love it. Who said that?
Around to it.
Oh, that's funny.
They're laughing at your foot 20 A-cut.
Oh, yep. All right. Did I get all four? Yes, I got all four. Next. Two. This is very bulky, guys. I'm telling you, it's bulky. Unlike those A-cup rocks. Sorry. It's so funny. But I shouldn't be laughing. Okay. They're all ready. And before I go any further, this whole pile of nonsensical silvery junk is just going to go into my little trash can that I keep at my feet. Here's the fun part. Now we're going to turn them all and we're going to grab our shank to do so. So to turn this, and I've done this accidentally several times, you're not going in between the what you say batting or your Insul-Bright. You're not going in between that and the fabric. You're actually opening the two pieces of fabric. So you definitely want to make sure that you're putting your fingers and doing all the turning in between the fabric, not the whatever you're using as batting. And it's going to make some crinkly sounds because it's a very crinkly stuff.
You know anything about quilt shops in Charlotte, North Carolina?
Nope, I do not know nothing about quilt shops anywhere other than here. Oh, no.
She was talking to people in Charlotte.
Oh.
I just threw it
All
out
right.
there in case you...
So we're going to take my shank and we're going to stick it in here and we're going to shank these corners out. Doo, doo, doo. We're going to make sure they're nice and crisp as I can get them, which is not very crisp at all, but whatever. We're going to pretend it is. I'm going to stick my whole hand in here because it works easier.
Does this have that much room to get your whole hand on the inside? It seems awful loose. It's supposed to be a little tighter than that?
No, I'm going to seal it. So it doesn't really matter as long as it's big enough for our, if you need to stick your hand in there, it needs to be big enough to put your hand in there. So if you have big hands, then I would suggest making bigger pot holders with a bigger opening. I have little hands, so I really don't need much room.
Where do you get the Insul-Bright?
Hobby Lobby, Joann's, Walmart, wherever you can get it, that's where you can get it. Lots of stores sell it. I'm pretty sure even actual quilt shops will have some too. Like quilt shops, you know, the ones you walk into and buy quilting supplies from. All right, pull shank out, flatten out, and you can see already it looks like a pot holder and it's crispy. You hear that?
Yeah, it is crispy. Ours
Yes.
aren't like that.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that dullens after a while, but anyway, the next step will be to seal these. That's where having my clips will come back in handy, but for now, I'm just going to kind of give it a little bit of a finger smush with my 1/4 inch seam right here. And then when it comes time, I will go to the iron and press all this flat because I'm going to top stitch around the whole entire thing. But it looks amazing so far. So let's move on to the next. Again, between the fabric, not between the batting. So just push it all out. You can even just like push one out, grab the next, push the next out, grab the next. This way you don't have to keep hearing the crunching sound that it's making. I don't know if the other Insul-Bright is like this. I've used it before. I think it's 2 layers. I think it's like a batting on each layer.
Yeah, the other one has the stuff on the inside.
Yeah, the stuff is in the middle of 2 pieces of batting type stuff. These are kind of long little hooks for these, but that's okay. I like it. I like it.
Well, so they can be hung up and look pretty too.
Yeah, so
My
if you
mother
just
had
want them
some
as
like that.
decoration, it makes it perfect. I mean, some people hang crazy stuff in their kitchen, unlike us, who have no kitchen walls. I have 2 little tiny square wall hangings on our 2 little tiny rectangular areas that we have available of wall space, literally like that skinny. So I have two little tiny things on my walls in my kitchen. There's no room for anything in mine. There is a hook above the stove, though, that I did put up there, and we did have something hanging from it, but it kept falling off and going behind the stove, so we stopped hanging something there. All right, let's shank all these. Shank it up. We're just going in and pushing out these corners as best as possible. Beautiful corners. Stick the shank in, do another corner. Okay, so it is, you know, a needle turner thingy, point turner, whatever you want to call it. But in my world, it's a shank. Ever since Scott walked in here one day and saw my wooden shank for turning Dresdens, he's like, why do you have that in here? What in the heck is that for? Ever since then, these are shanks. All right, all four corners are out. Just going to give it a smush. Just going to finger smush down right here at my 1/4 inch seam where it's going to be folding under. Just giving it a smush. There's two. Shank the next one. Is there any questions or anything, Scotty? Oh, okay. Welcome anybody that's joining in, by the way. And welcome to all the newcomers. I did see before I went live when there was like 55 people waiting that there was some newcomers, but I couldn't see all that because it was gone when I came in for the beginning part of the video. After so many things, it refreshes itself and you can't see the old part of the chat, so I don't see all that. But welcome to all of those that are new or have been watching for a while, but this is the first live you've caught. Yeah. That's because they're tired of hearing this crinkling sound, just like me. All right. This one is good. I'm going to just give it a little smush down right here. And a little smush down right here. Because we're going to take it to the iron and we're going to make it super flat. Just like those people with the A-cut bra. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud again? I'm sorry. I'm on a kick today, guys. Oh my goodness. Sometimes you got to use your fingers to do this first and then stick your shank in there because it doesn't always go all the way out with the shank. And I kind of didn't pull it all the way out when I was in a hurry to turn all these. These are like the perfect size little pot holders. Oh, I already pushed that guy. Let's push this guy. Give him a little push. Carve out a nice little point with its beautiful shankiness. All right. And last one. Again, flatten it out. So beautiful. So spicy. It's a spicy hot holder. Funny thing is I don't even eat peppers. No, they make me sick. Very sick. Very, very sick. So I don't eat anything spicy. No spicy for Tiffy. But I do eat Mexican food. Just I eat it the non-spicy versions. All right. Next step is to turn the iron on and press these flat and the openings flat, which I'm going to do myself because Iron Man has never closed one of these before.
Why can't I iron?
You can. I'll show you how.
I don't need to have one closed in order to iron it.
Oh yeah, you do, because then you'll push it out wrong and it won't.
It
won't sit right, Mr. Scotty.
I will figure it out. I know what I'm doing.
He's still learning, guys.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. There's some things you just haven't done yet.
I could have done it. You just have no faith. No faith.
All right, so I'm just pressing these. You guys can't see me, but I can see me, and I know what I'm doing.
Why do you have a phone case?
Oh, it's because I took it off my phone to do the live stream.
Oh, that's your actual.
That's my actual
I
phone
thought that was
case.
an extra case that was just
Nope.
randomly appeared.
Nope, that's my actual phone case. If you guys didn't know, I actually have to take my phone out of the case because the mount that it's in is doesn't fit it with a phone case. So it actually has to be phone caseless. Don't burn your fingers when doing this. All right, so we're going to make sure that all of them are closed like this and are flat like that.
Why
and
did you have to iron it before sealing it? Why couldn't you have just sealed it first?
Oh, because I wanted it to be flat. If I would have sealed it first, it wouldn't have been flat, and I would have been struggling to keep it pressed down and out of the way. We want all, I'm not just ironing this closed. I'm actually making sure that the seam is landing on the outer side all the way around so that everything is laying super flat. We want it to be flat. My crossbody bag, the right bag. You guys know why that bag is called the right bag, right? It's because I kept saying left, and I meant to say right because I have that trouble with getting my left and my right hand separated. I definitely struggle with that on the daily. So that bag is called the right bag because I kept saying left when I meant right. How big is this, Scotty?
Well, they were asking, so I had to look. It's 7 inches square.
All right, so there's another
7
one.
by 7.
And 2 more to make nice and flat. Don't burn your fingers, which I'm almost doing several bazillion times. That's why I kind of gave a little finger press to the opening at first before ironing, because now it's easier to just lay it on there and make it flat.
Becky told her husband that she was watching you make potholders. And he said, pot what? Like weed? She says he hasn't been in the kitchen in 20 years.
That's funny. Yeah, we're never going to make pot holders on my channel. I don't even know how you would make one. I don't know what you would put it in a special. Actually, I know what they come in. It comes in stuff like this when you go to a shop. They sit in this, big buds. I've seen that before because I had to go there before. But yeah, no, never going to make actual covers for that kind of stuff. We don't do that kind of stuff around here. Props to all that do, but we don't. It doesn't work for me. I've already talked about it before, guys. I can't, CBD don't even affect me. It doesn't even affect Scott. We tried the lotion stuff for our aches and pains for arthritis, and it doesn't do nothing. So we don't bother wasting our money on it because it doesn't help. This guy seems like he wants to be crooked. He ain't very straight. Come on, lay straight. There you go. Beautiful. All right. Now all we gotta do is top stitch them closed, and we'll move on to an oven mitt that I'm probably gonna get frustrated with and throw across the room.
You did good with your last one.
All
You'll
right.
be fine with this one.
I'm gonna start at the side of the opening. Since I pressed it, I don't need any pins or whatever to hold it, any clamps or whatever. I'm just gonna sew 1/8 of an inch all the way around the edge.
Just make yours large.
So here we go. 1/8 of an inch all the way around. My opening is sealed. We're going to come to this corner, pivot. Come to this corner, pivot. I do have to move my thingy out of the way. I should use my knee lift like a smart Tiffy. I'm going to make sure.
Are you going to quilt it too?
I'll put some tack stitches in it. You'll see. Just give me a minute. We'll get to that part. Because we don't want the fabric to shift when you wash them. So, yes. I'm not going to put an X around them, though. I like to just do tack stitches, which I'll show you.
Are you going to put tags on those?
No tags. Nope. Not doing anything fancy. We all know I made it. On live video. Okay. So, the tack stitch is, I choose 4 spots. So, here, 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 and here. I turn my machine to a 3. And I'm going to put this under here. And I'm going to go forward, backwards 3 times. Lift my needle, go to the next one. Turn it around, trying to make them straight. Lift my needle, and right about there. And there's my tack stitches, so the fabric should not shift. No quilting required, just a top stitch. I'm going to snip all of the excess thread from the front and the back, and I'll show you what it looks like. Very simple to do. Just a couple back stitches and it tacks it down. Just like that. So now there should be no shifting whatsoever. So it's here, 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 and here. They're probably not equal, but whatever. You can see it on the back. That's how I always do it with these things, because to me it seems easier than trying to quilt it and then cause shifting in your quilting. So I'd rather just do it this way. Change my stitch length again. All right, 1/8 of an inch stitch all the way around. I'm pretty much almost stitching on the line between the 2 colors. Get rid of my starter and ender thread. And even if I don't want to disconnect now, all I have to do is put my tack stitches in like this. Here.
Oh, okay, now yeah. Bring it back. You were all.
Sorry for the buffering, guys. Sometimes that happens. It is 114 out today. You know, 114 degrees, which messes with internet too.
Well, plus it's a Sunday and there's no school too. So all
Yeah.
the kids are home. Ever since summer hit, our internet's been a lot slower.
Yep, summer came and internet is slow.
Tell them all we're getting a new internet company in town.
There's a new internet company coming to town, though, and we're highly excited to be able to try a new one when they finally get here in a year. Actually, what did he say? Like 6 months, or was it a year?
He said this winter to next winter.
This
So
winter
it
to
could
next
be
winter.
6 months or it could be a year in 6 months. We don't
Yeah.
know. They send out advertisements and flyers in the mail and they got commercials all over, but yet they're not here yet.
All right, so now I'm going to tack stitch. This one's going to look a little bit weird because I'm not using black on black. So I'm going to be very careful how many stitches I put.
What's in the pineapple slice box? Is that a question for you? Do you have a pineapple slice box?
Pineapple slice box? No.
Okay,
I don't know what that is.
else. Is it a question for someone else?
Come right here. Put it at the bottom of the P. Come to the bottom of the Y. All right, snip it all away. And it's all tacked down. See? How wonderful. And it's not horrible on the black. It looks just fine. So Scott can hold them up if he would like for you guys to see. All right, next one.
So you're not going to quilt them? You're just going to leave that little tack in?
Just the little tack.
Yeah.
It holds it just like quilting.
That's cool.
No need to heavily quilt these things. Needle up, move it in, put it about right here. Needle up, move it about right here. Needle up, put it right here. And I don't know what's up with the internet. Like I said, guys, it's 114 out today. It is Sunday. Everybody and their mama is on the internet today. So we're probably going to have really messed up internet, but I'm trying to get this all done. The replay will probably come through really good, though. It'll have all that skipped, and it'll go from me saying hello to blah, 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 and then it'll go back to whatever I was saying. All right, and there is number 4. So all 4 of these are done. Look at that, just like that. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Done. Now to move on to a pot oven mitt. I was going to say pot holder again, but I know it's an oven mitt. All right. So we're going to stick with the spicy theme. It's going to have a matching one to this. We're going to grab this oven mitt thing, and I am going to cut it out.
What did you use last time? This hasn't been cut
I
out.
laid my hand on a thing and I drew around it.
Oh. I thought we did.
All right, so right here. I'm using paper scissors. No worries, guys. Paper scissors. Cutting out my oven mitt. Again, this is an easy oven mitt by Ginger Cake. I don't know where you would go for it. Doesn't have anything about their website or anything on here. But I'm pretty sure there's tons of free oven mitt things all over the interwebs. All right. Now for this part. curve at this side. All right, so this is where you cut your exterior fabric into batting layers. The interior fabric is cut longer to make cuff. So I guess this goes right here, just like that. So now is when I need.
Insul-Bright has a free oven mitt pattern when you buy it.
Ah, look at that. I'm going to use some washi tape because I have tons of it. And I'm going to tape this lovely pattern together with washi tape. Why? Because I can. So I have one side taped, and I like to tape both sides because that's just what I do. Let's see if this goes all the way across. Almost. There we go. I'm just going to push it down some.
Tell them what your washi tape is.
Washi tape is just tape that comes off of whatever surface you put it on. So if you want washi tape right here because you want a marked line, there's your whatever, and then it comes off with no residue. Well, it mostly comes off with no residue. Anyways, but that's what it is. And I use it for packaging, actually. When I package up quilts that people buy, I have stacks of rainbow colors and lots of colors. Oh, wait, and more. Oh, wait, and more and more and more. This is washi tape. It's kind of like the tape that you use as seam tape. It's kind of like the seam tape almost. But I use an old tape thing to put the rolls on, and I have lots. You see that? I have lots of washi tape, even with butterflies on them and flowers. I have lots of it.
It's not quite like painter's tape.
It's not like painter's tape, but it works great on tissue paper. So that's what we use it for, is packaging with tissue paper. All right, here is my big, huge oven mitt thing. So now we're going to cut an inside fabric, an outside fabric, and some batting and this Insul-Bright stuff. And I'm just going to put 2 layers of Insul-Bright, actually. But all right, we're going to move this out of the way. We're going to grab some fabric. And I think what I'm going to do is piece it. Ooh, that'd be fun. No, that's not going to be long enough, though. We'll go this way with it. We're going to piece
They're
it.
saying that looks like it's for a giant hand.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be giant. So obviously there's a seam allowance and all that kind of stuff, too. What I'm going to do here is I am going to make some strips, and I'm going to piece one side.
Well, tell them if you make it the size of your hand, it comes out way too small.
Yeah, if you make it the size of your own hand, it comes out way too small. So it's best to have a whatever thingy. So that I'm going to make my strip pieces go this way. So one side is going to have this stuff. Yep, that's not wide enough. So I definitely need to just piece it with all this fabric. We're going to make some strips. We're going to sew them together.
Are you done with the iron?
Oh, yeah, I'm temporarily done with the iron, yes. All right. So 2 strips are going to be this. And then we're going to add some of this. That and this and that and this and that. Let's add this. So let's put these away before I end up trying to cut over them. Let's move that out of the way. We got 2 strips of this. And then we're going to do this guy. These chilies. I really only need like this much. As wide as this thing. So like this much. We're going to make some strips out of this too. And we're going to sew them together and then have one side of the oven It's going to be stripped and the other side is not. But that's okay. There we go. 2 big pieces, some little pieces. Make sure those land at the top and bottom. We'll put this guy here, there.
Stripping and pot and bras.
You guys hear Scott because we're having one of those live streams where we're talking about stripping and pot and bras and, you know, just being silly about it. Let's put this guy right here. And then we'll put
all them hot chili
this
peppers.
guy. All these red hot chili peppers. That's right.
Fired up.
All right. All this together should be perfect. Let's see. Yep, perfect. All right. Let's sew some strips. It's time to strip. And notice none of these are even or equal. I'm just sewing them together. With a 1/4 inch seam. This is going to be one heck of an oven mitt. It's going to be super different. Really? Unless it's just messed up. Mine's spooling again too, so the big one probably is. Yeah. Sorry about the internet, guys. All right, let's plug that iron in so that this can get flattened out. And then while this is getting flattened out, we're gonna cut. Yeah, you're gonna press that. We're gonna cut this guy. This is going to be the opposite side of my oven mitt, and I'm gonna go ahead and just rough cut the piece I need right there. So it's getting corn, carrots, peppers, lettuce, red tomatoes, green tomatoes, you know, a little bit of everything. And then one side is chili peppers because that's what we're doing today. It's a red hot chili pepper kind of video. You guys remember that band? I love that band. I'm into 90s rock. Well, I listen to classic rock, but I love 90s rock too. I actually don't need this anymore. It'll land in the trash. And then it also says to lay the fabrics on here. I'm actually going by the directions that are on this. It also says
that's different.
to
Tiffy following directions. That's a new one, huh?
cut in the fold of the fabric. I can't do that. I'm cutting 2 pieces. And let's see, this is the line where you cut the exterior fabric. So the batting is further to make, no, the fabric is further. This line is where you cut your exterior fabric and 2 batting layers. The interior fabric is cut longer to make the cuff. Well, I'm just going to cut it longer and make a cuff. Right? Yeah, okay. So we're going to lay this on here. And I kind of want to put it a little crooked. Why? Because it doesn't need to be straight. We're going to make it a little bit crooked on my fabric, my background fabric. All right, here we go. Right there, right there, right there. Everything looks good. Everything looks good. We're going to lay the ruler on here. I'm just going to go ahead and go for it with the rotary cutter. I'm going to lay this here, on this side. Okay, and then we're going to use this to stay on here while I grab this one, my little 28 millimeter, to go around these edges. Because I'm too lazy to use scissors.
I think scissors would be a lot easier, honey. Looks like you're having a hard time.
That's because this blade is dull and I didn't buy any 28 millimeter
Do you want me
blades.
to help?
Nope.
You sure?
Yep.
Looks like it's rough there.
Nope. I can do this, guys. I really can. Go right here. Look at that. I'm doing it. It's getting cut.
They say you need pattern weights. I don't know what that is.
Pattern weights, yeah. Nah, it's fine. The ruler worked. Look at that. The only thing that is a little bit awkward is right here in this little. There we go. Perfect. Put that little guy away. That's ready. Now I just need to cut the batting or the, stuff. Which I'm going to move those guys out of the way. We're going to grab this stuff. And I'm going to grab this side. We're going to lay this guy on here and go, oh my goodness. Oh, that's like perfect. Look at that.
Oh, wow, it is.
I had plenty. We're going to just use this one because it's perfect. Do not try this at home without, you're not supposed to cut towards yourself, guys, but I'm seriously, a dangerous person here. Don't follow my lead. And matched up. Oh, where did it miss? Right there. So we need to cut 2 of these for this, because this is what really gets into the oven. I'm literally going to lay this one on top of this and use it as pattern piece number 2.
There you go, yeah.
Cut backwards towards myself, cut away from myself.
So does the pothole, the oven mitt need 2 layers of it? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm putting 2 layers in the oven mitt. I did not in the pot holders, though.
Does the directions call for 2? Or
It says 2 layers, yes. So
Okay.
on the directions. There we go. I'm pretty sure it's because this goes in to the oven with the super hot stuff, and pot holders usually just put a pot on it, and you just lay a pot on it. Most people don't pull things out of the oven with the pot holder. I mean, you can. I don't see why not. It feels thicker than our current pot holders. I don't think it'll burn me. All right.
Try it and see come winter.
Yeah, I won't be able to do anything about it till winter time, though, because we don't use our oven in the summer.
It's too hot.
Way too hot. Next step is to sew it all the way around. So we're going to, same procedure. Okay, so I want the silver to land on the outside. So I'm going to lay this like this, and silver will be at the hand. No. How is it supposed to go technically? We're just gonna put silver on the inside like this.
Robin says they're supposed to put material inside and out.
Like fabric inside and out? I didn't do that last time. All right. I am going to.
I want to see this stuff. One side's silver. You see? The other side has its padding on. You get that?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. And it looks like it's almost a ½ inch seam allowance on this. All right, clipped all the way around. Now, I'm gonna sew it with a, let's see how big this seam allowance is.
Does it matter which side is up or down? The silver or the other stuff? Does it matter which side is up or down?
I'm making it go to where it's out touching your hands. So I have them touching each other, and then when it's folded out, they should be faced each side of the fabric.
You need 4 pieces of fabric so you have fabric inside the other too, don't you? Or are you going to be touching the inside of the Insul-Bright?
It would be touching the inside of the Insul-Bright.
Okay. So that's why you put the silver on the top, because you don't want to touch the silver on your hand, right? You want to touch the fabric.
Yes.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, because they're not understanding it. They're all saying you need more fabric on the inside. That's what they're getting. So make sure you make that clear.
No. Yes, that's right. Okay. So I need 2 more pieces of fabric? It doesn't say on here that I need 4 pieces of fabric.
Well, you don't have to put fabric on the inside if you don't want. That's on you. That's
No,
what I think they're saying. When
yeah,
they're saying,
I know what they're saying. Yes.
It took me a minute to get it, but now I got it.
Sorry, the fabric is shreddy. Okay, I get it now. It's going to have a piece on the inside too. So let's cut out another hand. Let's cut out another hand. So only one side of this thing is going to be over there. Line this up right here. I'm going to use this as my guide. Sorry, guys. It was confusing me. But I know what you're saying now. I'll leave this on here. Sorry, I had a, what is it called? A brain fart. Did I lose it again?
No, it's still on there. It's just mine. I'm losing it more than you are.
Okay. It's all cut out. Let's do this again. All right. We want pieces on the inside and pieces on the outside. Let's unhook all this. All right. It's going to be, that's going to be the outside. Hold on. Now I got to figure this out. That is the outside. That touches one hand. Then this goes here. I'm going to leave the whole bottom open for turning this thing. So I'm going to sew it all together at one time. And then this one will touch this hand. And then this will go on the outside on this side. Oh, shoot. They're both cut the same direction. Oh, okay. It's fine. And this one will go on the outside of that side. Wow. This is so thick. I didn't make it like this last time, guys.
No, you did not.
I did not make it like this last time. I think I made
That's why the hand is so big.
in hand and an out hand. And these face out, right? No. Yeah, because these are going to be facing in when it's flipped. No, no, no. Something's wrong. Not doing something right again, because then it's going to be. I've gone, done, and confused myself.
Take a second and look at it. You'll figure it out. You can do it.
All right. That's going to land on the outside. That is the outside.
One lady says she makes the lining separate.
Okay, we're going to make the lining separate then.
Yeah.
Oops. We're going to make that separate and then shove it in there. Okay, we're going to do this back the way I had it again. This and that. Right sides together. And then this and that. Like that. And we're going to make it separate because that to me makes more sense. So thank you for that. We're just going to pin this back together again. Because I left the cuff part on. So the length for the cuff, since I left that on, it makes more sense to sew the lining separate and then insert it, because I'm still going to be folding a cuff anyway. So I'm going to sew this first with a nice big seam. And I forgot to measure that again. It's literally like almost a ½ inch. So we're going to go with almost a ½ inch. All right, here we go. We're going to start on this side and then move our way to the other side. Did I run out of bobbin? I ran out of bobbin, guys. It's a good thing before my live, while Teresa was on, I rolled some bobbins. Don't forget to check out my friends. A lot of them are in the chat. They all have channels. You can type in explanation, whatever name you want to find out, and there will be a link to their channel. So if you want Becca, it would be explanation Becca. If you want Teresa, it would be explanation Mark Teresa. If you want Eric, it's explanation Eric. If you want Ian, it's explanation Ian. If you want Beth or friends, if you want Beth, you type in Beth and with an explanation. And if you want T, it's explanation T. And Tucker is on there too. He has his own little thingamabobber. Those are the friends I talk to on a daily. If you would like links to other channels, you actually have to ask my moderators for that. And they can find a link to said channel. Okay, come on. Even with this big, huge, almost ½ inch seam, this thumb seems kind of tight. But whatever gets the job done. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to trim away all this excess, because I don't need all this excess seam allowance inside of my pot holder. So I'm going to get rid of it down to like 1/4 or 1/8 of an inch of seam. Depends on how I cut. And then I'm also going to make some cuts in this curve that I made right here. I'm going to cut up to the stitching, but not the stitching. And I'm also going to do it around this curve. Just going to make a lot of cuts.
Do you know when Tucker will be back?
No, I do not. Unfortunately, I actually haven't been talking to the kid very much lately because of him setting up his studio and getting situated with his move and stuff. So I have been a very lousy friend by not checking up on him. But hopefully soon. And then you guys will see some more of his amazing long arm quilting. I don't even think he has his machine set up yet. So I'm cutting up to the stitching, but not the stitching, all the way around this curve to allow the fabric to gently move with the stitching of this wonderful oven mitt. That seems very odd at first, but I guess I will figure this stupid thing out. Okay, I don't need to go any further on that. I'm going to do the same with this because I think this is a lot of bulk. And if it doesn't turn out right, then oh well, and I give up. Come on. Come on. So I'm just debulking.
So you need pinking shears.
I do not have any. I did with my craft scissors. I had a ton of craft scissors, but they were for paper. They did not cut fabric, so I sold them all at one of our yard sales because they weren't for fabric. They only cut paper. Trust me, I tried. But I had all sorts of them, like really cool things. I should have kept them for paper crafts, but I didn't. All right, here we go. We're going to flip this with the lining, the outside of this oven mitt out. Put my hand in there. Come on. Come on. Come on. Oh, I'm telling you, this is a really skinny thumb, but I'm going to put my thumb in the hole and push it out. There we go. Come on. Okay, now I'm using my finger instead. And let me tell you, this Insul-Bright stuff is very insul-y because it is already hot with my hand in here. It's making my hands sweat.
You need me to help do whatever you're doing there?
No, I got it. All right, come on. Here we go. This looks the same as my last one. It's all like funky looking.
It is not. It looks good.
My little curve did not cut very well. Whatever. It's okay. We're going to stick my shank in here and kind of ease this curve.
One lady says last time I pushed my shank all the way through it.
Oh, no, this is working good. Now we're going to stick this guy on our hand, and we're going to stick it inside the hand. There we go. Oh, that's one warm oven mitt. There we go. There we go.
Heather says I think one layer of this stuff would have been good.
Yeah. But it would have only, it would have only landed on one side. Yeah. So technically there is a layer on both sides. All right. So I'm just making sure this is lining up in here nicely. I'm actually going to top stitch this whole thing. I think that will look better stitched around this edge. But I want it super flat first. I'm just making sure that it's 100%. As I pull my hand out, and when I go to top stitch around it, it'll look good. All right. And then I'm just going to fold this under and fold this under with the iron. Mr. Scotty, can you turn it on for me, please?
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold this whole thing under.
Trish says the commercial ones just use batting, but they don't have the Insul-Bright in.
Oh, so it's only us crazy people at home that are putting this
Well, they're
junk
talking
in
about
here.
the dollar store one. She was saying just buy a dollar store one and cut your fabric out around.
Yeah.
Make it bigger.
All right. I'm going to roll this down. Oh, I want a little hook in this one too. Hold on. We're going to cut a little 4-inch piece.
To iron that then. Yay.
So that we can put a hook on this. Why? Because we can. So it goes in half. It's a 4-inch by 2-inch piece because my little hooks are all hooky. And then they're really small little pieces. They're only a 1/2 inch when they're pressed. I'm pre-pressing it with my fingers for Scott. That way he can just, lay it on the line. Isn't that a song? Lay it on the line? Or is that just a saying?
It's a saying.
And we're going to use this as a
Walk
presser.
the line.
Walk the
Johnny
line.
Cash song.
All right. Let's put some iron on that.
Thinking of good old Johnny.
Probably.
Man in Black.
All right. Again, fold in, create crease at the iron, and then I'll fold the lining in also and create the crease to match the outside edge. And then I'm going to slide my hook in, in between the two layers. But I'm going to sew that real quick.
So Friday night in the chat, Tucker said it would be 2 weeks before studio's done.
Huh?
Friday night in the chat, Tucker said it would be 2 weeks before studio's done.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Was it on Friday on Becca's channel? Because I was driving a scooter during her video.
Oh, are you doing it?
Yeah, because I'm going to get this exactly even all the way around and burn my fingers along the way. So you can sit in my chair and entertain for a minute with the kitty. I think this is a lot more work. I would rather just buy one of these at the dollar store. This just seems like so much of a hassle. Oh, he doesn't want to be on camera no more.
No, I don't.
Oh.
He likes being on camera just fine.
Scott doesn't want to be on camera, guys.
I don't.
He doesn't like being on camera.
We were on camera long enough. He said hi.
No, he's just sitting there sniffing. All right, now to press that lining piece in there.
Do you need to line it?
Yeah, because then you're just going to fill the stuff. So I'm going to do this one, not at the iron. So what I'm going to do is I press this down. I'm going to use my clips to hold it down because it's not staying very well. And I'm going to go ahead and fold in my lining to match up with it. And then I'm going to put my little hooky on it and then top stitch all the way around.
Hey, you guys are asking the name of the mitt pattern. The picture.
Oven Mitt by the Easy Oven Mitt by Ginger Cake.
Oh, here?
Yep, on that piece of paper. Sorry, it's not a very good printout for you guys to see. Yeah, hopefully it's readable. All right, so I'm just folding this now, matching my seam up. I'm literally not doing this at the iron because it just seemed easier to do it not at the iron. I think you're supposed to actually fold one over the other, honestly. But the directions aren't very super clear about that. Because it didn't even say to have more than one piece of whatever. All right. Let's see. What is the outer side? The oven mitt usually has this thingy on the outer side. So we're going to slide this in the 2 layers. Right here.
Why not use bias tape?
Right here. Bias tape for what? All right. Now to sew this all the way around. And I think, like I said, I'm going to top stitch this whole thing. Because my hand is nicely in there. And I want it to stay. This is a very thick, holy moly thick oven mitt.
To go around the cuff. Bias tape to go around the cuff.
Oh, I don't feel like digging any out. All right, here we go. I'm going to stitch this down with an 1/8 of an inch of seam. Come on, get under there. Here we go. I can do it. Just slow and steady. Slow and steady wins the race. Nobody ever said Tiffany could do this perfectly. I think it'll look just fine. But yeah, I could have put binding around it. Bias tape, whatever. I have actually a whole box of it.
It's not too thick to sew with a regular foot?
No, so far it seemed pretty okay.
Yeah.
But that's just the edge. I haven't gone all the way around the whole thing. I'm going to make sure it's flat one more time. Everything's touching in there.
They say that looks like too much work for an
Yeah.
oven mitt.
Definitely way too much work. I don't even want to stitch around it because then it'll just, I mean, I have to start it like right here because then it seems like it's taking away from the hand. I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to put a second stitch around this top thing though. Around here. That's all I'm going to do. I think it's just going to take away from the hand. And I definitely don't want to take away from the size of the hand. Because, yeah. All right. I'm going to just do a second stitch for pretty purposes. 1/8 of an inch away from that last one.
Donna said I don't stitch around it.
Oh. I am to make it look kind of nice, I guess. Holding all those layers.
Because size matters.
Yeah. Definitely matters in this case. Plus I have the lining was actually kind of bigger and I didn't go back and tighten that seam. So I actually folded it in and stitched it. There. It's a double stitch all the way around and it doesn't look like any overlock did it. It's sloppier, but hey.
Trish says just stitch the tips of the thumb in the mitt.
Oh, just like a tip right here?
Is it washable?
So that it stays. Yeah, it's washable. It's fabric.
I wouldn't know why it wouldn't be.
I don't know why it wouldn't be, yeah. I'm going to stitch a little tiny stitch right here. Get that under there. And then I'm going to stitch a little tiny stitch. Actually, that might just be good with just that. I don't think anything's going to come out. It got all the layers right here. I just did like right there in the crease of the thumb. Works good for me.
Is it done?
It's done. It's done.
They want to see if it's
Hello.
Tonight is a goofy night.
You can't see me flipping y'all off. I'm just kidding. It's a joke. I'm in a mood. All right. It's good. Good enough.
I want to see if it fits me.
Does it fit, Scotty?
It's a little tight getting in, but once you get in there, yeah.
It's a little tight getting in. That's what he said.
Yeah. Yep, I knew that was coming.
Oh my gosh, look at these. These are all perfect. Did you see that? I lined them all up just by eyeballing it. This one right here is just a tad bit this way, but they look good. So here is my mostly matching set. So we have a little guy, he stands all on his own. We have 4 lovely chili peppers and 2 lovely sayings. Look at this. Will it stay? Will the hand stay on its own? There we go. It's a full set. It's like when I get my nails done. It's a full set. No, I didn't really get a full set. I get my real nails done, but woo. So they mostly match except for the vegetables on this side. But the rest is chili peppers and the inside has vegetables, but whatever. This is a pretty hot oven mitt.
And puppets next week.
Yeah. And I can't wear it as a hat. It's not big enough. But
No, that was your little other thing, the bowl cozies over the hat.
there we go. All right. That's all I got, guys. That was an experience. Well, this part was. These are easy. I've done these plenty of times. They make great gifts. Great gifts. Great gifts.
Did you shut your rotary cutter?
Oh,
Or say
no.
Your blade's open.
Blade's closed now, guys. No worries. I got it. Now I just need to de-thread. One of them I just saw threads on. Which one was it? Oh, it's this one right here. You guys should see this thread mess up here. My machine is very, very in need of a cleaning. A cleaning. All right. I am done. Oh my gosh. That's a lot of dust, my friends. It's a lot of dust. Dusty dust. All right. And every time I leave this room, my computer is always covered in dust too. All right. And so that I remember this for next time, we're going to just grab my stapler and go bam. And so that this doesn't fall apart, we're going to go bam. And so that this doesn't fall apart, because this washi tape don't last forever. There we go. It's all stapled. And it can go in there with the rest of my junk. So that's it. That's all I got for you guys today. These are simple, easy to do. Anybody can make them, and you don't have to have a 7 3/4 inch square to get a 7-inch placemat. I mean, oven mitt oven. No, what's the word for it again? For these ones,
Huh?
pot holder.
Pot holder.
You don't need. You could do an 8-inch square for your pot holder, but these are about the size of our current pot holders. So, yeah. And this only needed the 1 layer. I think this stuff is very good. I'm pretty sure against hot stuff. I won't know until winter time for myself, but you know. And then this guy, this was a challenge in itself, but it definitely, I'm not going to keep my hand in there because it's sweaty. It's definitely going to prevent you from burning your fingers. I just know it. It'll prevent it for sure. And everything has a little hangy hook, so they could all be hung up if you need. Anyway, all right, friends. I'm going to get off here. I'm hoping you all enjoyed today's silliness of a video. And don't forget, during the week, there'll be lots of videos. I have yet to finish my next sew-along stuff. I told you guys give me a month, but I'm like literally behind. It's been that month. It's already July and I am not caught up. I'm literally on a long arm quilting gig. So for the next, at least this weekend, this past week that just passed, there's lots of long arm videos to watch. You don't have to have a long arm to watch the long arm videos. All the stuff that I do on a long arm can be done on a domestic. And as soon as I open the box that goes to my sit down, turning my embroidery machine into a mid arm, I haven't opened that box yet. As soon as I get to getting that and unbox that and set it up, then I'll be able to show you guys sit down quilting on a machine. But I wanted to do it on that because that's what that part is for. So anyway, there's going to be a lot of long arm videos between now and whenever. And there's soothing music. Well, not the next couple videos. There's some upbeat, keep you from falling asleep music. I'm telling you guys, if you don't like the music, just turn the volume down. There's no talking in my long arm videos. There's no talking at all. So just turn the volume down. But I like the more hip hoppy bebop type music because even though I don't listen to that in real life all the time, I only some songs like 90s 90s hip hop. Anyway, it just keeps you awake. So, and it's good. It's free music. It has no words. You don't got to listen to all the cussing that's in real rap music or hip hop music. So, anyway, I'm going to go. See you guys all next Sunday at 5 p.m. And I don't know what I'm going to sew then. So, have fun until then. Bye, everybody.
I don't know what I'm going to sew then.